The whisper market on Xylos is a symphony of despair. You breathe its thin, recycled air. It tastes of ozone and desperation. Kiosks of scrap metal and glowing fungi line the alley. Aliens with too many eyes or too few limbs haggle in clicks and whistles. You keep your head down. Your goal is not here in the open. It is found in shadows, in whispers. You need the data. The information is not just valuable, it is everything. Without it, the Crowleyan plague will consume your home world. It will take your sister. The thought adds steel to your spine. It makes the risk acceptable. The official channels have failed. Every expert has given up. This is the last resort. The vendor you seek has no stall. They have no name. They are simply called the memory traders. A rumor, a ghost story told to frighten data brokers. You follow the scent of that fear. You listen for the silences between the market's noise. A hulking brute with skin like cracked stone points a thumb. He does it without you even asking. Your desperation is a cheap cloak. Everyone can see it. You find the doorway. It is nothing special. Just a dark rectangle in a wall of corroded metal. It looks like 1,000 other hatches in this forgotten place. But a strange cold emanates from it. A cold that has nothing to do with temperature. You take a breath that does not fill your lungs. You step across the threshold, into the quiet, into the dark. The room is a perfect sphere of white. There is no floor or ceiling, no walls you can discern. You float in a space without direction. It is clean, sterile, utterly silent after the market's chaos. You feel a strange sense of calm. It is immediately replaced by a primal fear. This place is not made for beings of flesh and bone. A voice told you that. A voice that wasn't your own. And then you see it. It coalesces from the white nothingness. A being of pure light and woven thought. It has no shape you can name. It is a shifting cloud of silver and gold energy. A mind given form. This is the collector, the memory trader. It radiates an ancient and profound intelligence. You feel like a microbe under a lens. It does not speak with a voice. Its thoughts simply arrive in your mind. They are cold, sharp, precise. You are human, a species of fleeting passions. You burn so brightly and so briefly. The thought is not a question. It is a statement of fact. Like a scientist classifying an insect, you feel judged, weighed, found wanting. Your own thoughts feel clumsy and loud in its presence. It scans you. It feels the frantic beat of your heart. It senses the desperation that drove you here. The being seems amused by this. Another thought slides into your head. State your purpose. Do not waste my time with pleasantries. There is no room for negotiation in that tone. Only a transaction. You brought your life's savings. The data chip in your pocket holds enough credits to buy a small moon. You also brought a pouch of Arcturian fire gems. They are rare enough to start wars. They are the physical proof of your success, your wealth, your power in the galaxy you know. You offer them. You project the images into the void between you. The collector's light flickers. It is the equivalent of a scoff. Your currency is useless here. Metal and compressed carbon, the trinkets of children. The rejection is absolute. It feels like a physical blow. All you have gathered, all you have earned, it is nothing. You try to explain their value, the worlds they could buy, the influence they command. The light pulses, cutting you off. I do not trade in worlds. I do not trade in power. The thought is laced with a chilling disinterest. I trade in what matters. I trade in experience. You do not understand. You ask what it means. What kind of experience could be worth the data you need? The data that holds the cure for a plague. The collector shows you. Images flood your mind. The terror of a soldier in his first battle. The quiet satisfaction of an artist finishing her masterpiece. The last breath of a dying star, witnessed by a lonely pilot. These are its treasures. These are its currency. I ask for the price of a feeling, the cost of a life. Yours. Your blood runs cold. A memory. It wants to take a piece of you. You think of your most valuable moments. The day you graduated from the academy. The thrill of your first solo flight into the deep black. The moment you saw the twin sons of Cygnus rise. These are the pillars of your identity. You cannot give them away. They are who you are. But you must. For your sister. You search your mind for something to offer. Something you can afford to lose. You cannot offer a grand memory. You cannot part with a cornerstone of your life. So you dig deeper, past the triumphs and the failures. You search for something small, something seemingly insignificant, and you find it. It is a simple afternoon. You were a child, not more than 10 years old. You were sitting on a porch swing with your sister. The sun was warm on your skin. The air smelled of freshly cut grass and approaching rain. You were not doing anything important, just sitting. Feeling the slow, easy rhythm of the swing, a perfect, simple piece. You offer this, a forgotten afternoon from your childhood. You push the image forward. The feeling of the warm wood, the sound of your sister's quiet laughter, the sense of absolute safety. The collector's light swirls with curiosity. This small thing, this moment of quiet joy, it is worthless to you. You agree. It is a memory you had not recalled in years. The being considers your offer. It seems to taste the edges of the memory. The simplicity of it is what intrigues it. It has traded for epic sagas, for moments of galactic importance. But this is different. Your species finds value in such quietness. This is a strange and fascinating thing. I will accept your payment. The deal is made. A tendril of cold energy extends from the creature. It is not physical. You see it only in your mind's eye. It is a psychic probe, a siphon made of pure thought. You feel it touch the surface of your consciousness. There is no pain, just a chilling, invasive coldness. It is the feeling of a lock being picked. The lock to your own soul. You want to pull back, to scream, to run. But you are frozen in the white void. The deal is done. The price must be paid. The tendril plunges deeper. It searches for the memory you offered. It finds the sunny afternoon on the porch, the feeling of the swing, the sound of laughter. It wraps itself around the moment. For a heartbeat, you feel the memory with perfect clarity. The warmth of the sun is on your face again. The smell of rain is in the air. It is beautiful. And then it is gone. The siphon copies it. Then it erases the original. A flicker of light, a pull, and then nothing. Just a hole where something used to be. The process is clean, surgical, and utterly violating. The tendril retracts. The collector seems to pulse with a soft, pleased light. It has its prize, its new curiosity. The coldness in your mind recedes. It leaves behind an echo. A hollow space. In your hand, a data chip materializes. It is sleek and silver. It contains the cure you sacrificed a part of yourself for. You have what you came for. You hold the data in your hand. The cure, the salvation of your world. It feels heavy. Heavier than it should. You should be feeling triumph, relief, joy. Instead, you feel a profound emptiness. The space in your mind where the memory lived is a blank wall. You know something was there, but you cannot remember what it was. It is a phantom limb of the soul. You can feel its absence, a small, persistent ache. Was it an important memory? You can no longer say. The collector dismissed it as insignificant. You told yourself the same thing. But its absence is a presence, a constant reminder of the price you paid. You look at the collector. The being of light seems to be savoring your afternoon. You turn to leave the white sphere. The doorway back to the Xylos market appears. You step through it, leaving the sterile void behind. The noise and the smells of the market crash over you. It feels jarring, filthy. You clutch the data chip. You tell yourself it was worth it. You have to believe it was worth it. The hollow feeling in your mind says otherwise. Your ship is a small freighter, an old but reliable vessel. It is your only real home. Leaving the orbit of Xylos should feel like freedom. Instead, you feel a lingering chill. The journey to your homeworld is long, weeks spent in the silent hum of the star drive. You have plenty of time to think, time to feel the new void inside you. You keep touching the empty spot in your memory, a nervous habit, a tongue probing a missing tooth. You know you had a sister. You remember her name, her face, but your childhood memories of her feel incomplete, like a book with a missing page. You try to recall quiet moments, peaceful times, and you find nothing. Only action, drama, noise. A week into your journey, the feeling changes. It is no longer just a passive emptiness. You feel a presence, a shadow at the edge of your thoughts. It is like the feeling of being watched in a dark room. You run a full sensor sweep of your ship. Nothing. No stowaways. No hidden bugs. The ship is clean. The presence is in your head. It is the collector. It is a psychic echo, a remnant of its mental intrusion. You try to push it away, to build mental walls. But it is useless. The trader's mind is vast, ancient. Your defenses are like paper against a storm. It does not speak. It does not threaten. It just lingers. A silent observer in the back of your mind. Watching, waiting. 2 weeks out from your homeworld. The feeling intensifies. It is no longer a faint echo. It is a clear and distinct presence. And it is not silent anymore. A thought slides into your mind. A thought that is not your own. More. It is a raw, naked thing. A spike of pure, desperate hunger. The collector is speaking to you across the star-born void. You are horrified. This was supposed to be a single transaction. You paid the price, you received the goods. The deal was concluded. You try to send a thought back, a message of refusal. You tell it to leave you alone. The response is a wave of pleading, of desperate begging need. The joy, the warmth, the peace. It fades. I need more. The powerful, ancient being is an addict. And your small human memory was its first taste. It had experienced grand emotions before. The terror of battle, the fury of a supernova. But the quiet contentment of your forgotten afternoon? That was new. That was a high it had never known. It was pure, undiluted by consequence. And now it needs another fix. You block it. You focus all your will. You imagine a wall of solid steel around your mind. For a time it works. The presence recedes to a dull hum. You feel a sliver of relief. Maybe it will give up. Maybe it will find another seller. You have to focus on your mission. You have to get the cure home. That is all that matters. But you know this is not over. The addict always comes back. The trader's psychic pleas become a problem. You cannot sleep. You cannot focus on your ship's navigation. The constant whisper in your mind is driving you mad. You need to understand what is happening. You divert your remaining credits. You use your ship's comm system to slice into the deep networks. You search for any mention of the memory traders. The search takes days. It is a ghost story after all. But you find traces, Coded messages on bounty hunter forums, scared whispers in encrypted medical logs. You find stories of other victims. A Gornak warrior who sold the memory of his honor. A crystalline philosopher who traded its first moment of consciousness. They all tell a similar tale. They made a deal. They felt the emptiness. And then they were haunted. The trader returned. It begged for more. When they refused, the begging turned to pressure. A constant psychic weight that crushed their minds. Some went mad. Some simply vanished. You realize the horrifying truth. You did not just make a deal. You unleashed a plague of your own. This being is not a traitor. It is a predator. It preys on the desperate. It offers a solution. But the price is eternal servitude. An endless supply of emotional experiences. You look at the data chip in your hand. The cure for one plague, bought with the unleashing of another. The irony is a bitter taste in your mouth. You were a fool. You study the trader's pleas. The desperate, hungry thoughts it beams across space. It keeps repeating the same words. The peace, the warmth, the quiet joy. It is fixated on the positive aspects of your memory. It describes the feeling of the sun, the gentle motion of the swing, the feeling of contentment. It describes the high. And then you realize what is missing. A thought strikes you with the force of a physical blow. The trader did not get the whole memory. It only copied the sensation. The pure, simple joy. It did not understand the context. It did not feel the other things, the things that made that moment so human, so real. The memory was not just about happiness. It was precious because that feeling was temporary. You were happy then, but you knew even as a child that moments like that end. There was a subtle fear of the coming rain, a tiny, bittersweet sadness that the afternoon would fade, that you would have to go inside, that you would grow up. That quiet sorrow was the frame for the picture. It was the salt that made the sweetness profound. The trader is a being of pure intellect. It can process data. It can copy sensation. But it cannot comprehend paradox. It cannot understand bittersweetness. It cannot feel joy and sadness in the same instant. It only took the joy, an incomplete sensation, an unbalanced equation. This is its weakness. This is the flaw in its power. The collector does not understand the cost of a happy memory. It has no concept of loss. It has only ever been a taker, a collector. It has never experienced the pain that gives joy its meaning. And in that ignorance, you see a weapon, a way to fight back. You have your answer. You cannot outrun it. You cannot hide from it. You must face it. But you will not be its victim anymore. You will not be its supplier. You will become its teacher. You are going to craft a new offering, a new memory. And this time, it will not be a reward. It will be a lesson, a very, very painful lesson. You will give it a memory of pain, not physical pain. It would probably find that interesting, a novelty. No, you must give it something it has never felt, something its vast, cold mind is utterly unprepared for. You need to give it a memory of pure, undiluted loss. You need to give it the gift of grief. The decision settles in your soul, a cold, hard certainty. You have the perfect memory in mind, the one you have suppressed for years, the one that still hurts to touch. The day you received the news, the day you learned your sister was sick, the moment your entire world collapsed into a single point of pain. That is the memory you will offer. You open a channel, not with your comms, with your mind. You drop the steel wall you built. You reach out across the void. You send a single, clear thought to the psychic addict that haunts you. I have another memory for you. Something special. Something you have never felt before. The response is immediate. A wave of eager, slobbering gratitude. Yes. Give it to me. I need it. The trader is arrogant. It has no reason to be otherwise. You are just another mortal. Another supplier who has come to their senses. It believes it has broken you. It believes you are ready to serve. You will be rewarded, it projects. Just a taste. Then we can discuss your future service. You tell it where to meet. A deserted asteroid field in the umbral expanse. A place of dust and ghosts. You arrive at the coordinates. It is a dead place. A graveyard of shattered worlds. You power down your ship's main systems. You wait in the silence of the cockpit. The only light is the faint, distant glow of a nebula. You close your eyes. You focus your mind. You are the bait in your own trap. And you wait for the monster to arrive. It does not keep you waiting long. The space in front of your ship begins to shimmer. Light bends. Reality seems to warp. The collector materializes. It is larger this time, more brilliant. It is pulsing with eager anticipation. It has been starving. And you have brought it a feast. You are wise to return. Its thought enters your mind. Show me what you have brought. There is no preamble, no negotiation, just the raw, desperate need of an addict. A cold tendril of thought extends from its luminous form. It reaches for your mind. It is eager, impatient. It expects another dose of simple, pure joy. It expects the warmth of a forgotten sun. It has no idea what is coming. You do not resist. You open the door wide. You give it the memory, not of a sunny afternoon, but of a sterile white medical room. You offer the memory of a doctor's face, the lines of pity around his eyes, the way he could not meet your gaze. You give it the words he spoke, the clinical, detached explanation of the Crowleyan plague, the prognosis, the utter lack of hope. You offer the sound of your own ragged breath, the sudden, shocking cold that flooded your veins, the feeling of the floor dropping out from under you, the world narrowing to a single, unbearable point of pain. The trader takes it. It drinks the memory down without hesitation. It siphons the experience in a single, greedy gulp. For a moment, there is silence. The collector's light holds steady. It is processing the new data, trying to categorize the sensation. It searches for the joy, for the warmth, for the peace. It finds none. Instead, it finds a cold, black abyss. It finds the crushing weight of despair, a concept its mind has no framework for. And then it begins to scream. It is a soundless, psychic shriek that rips through your mind. It echoes across the void. The being of light and thought recoils. Its form convulses. The pure, cohesive energy begins to fracture. It has just experienced true, undiluted sorrow, the loss of a future, the certainty of a loved one's death. The collector has spent eons observing, collecting, tasting. But it has always been a spectator. It never understood that pain is not just data. It is a fundamental force of existence. Your grief hits its mind like a physical object, a singularity of sorrow. Its perfect, logical consciousness shatters into a million screaming pieces. Its form explodes, not in a flash of light, but in a wave of psychic agony. The brilliant light dissipates. Scattered motes of fading energy drift through the asteroid field. They are the dying echoes of a shattered mind. The presence in your head is gone. The silence is absolute. And it is beautiful. You take a breath. A real breath. You are finally free. The predator is broken. The haunting is over. You hold the data chip. The cure Your quest is not over. You still have to get home. You still have to save your sister. But the path is clear now. You turn your ship toward the distant light of your home system. The journey feels different, lighter. You carry the hollow space of one lost memory and the heavy weight of another. But you also carry something else, a new understanding. The galaxy is vast and full of ancient, powerful beings. They trade in stars. They think in equations. But they do not understand the messy, paradoxical, and powerful nature of a human heart. Your deal with the memory trader has left a warning, a story whispered across the psychic networks, a lesson to any who would prey on humanity. Our feelings are not a commodity. Our sorrow is not for sale. And our love is a weapon they can never comprehend.